Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto, or welcome to the channel if you're new, and welcome to this new video right here on Ethereum. We're going to do a full update here on Ethereum. We'll talk about the technicals strictly, right? So we'll only talk about the technicals, although the fundamentals of Ethereum and the markets are definitely baked into the analysis, right? I mean, I'm very much in tune with the fundamentals, and I always include those into my analyses if that's necessary, right? And I always hold them in the back of my head, even though I don't always talk about them. But all right, let's get right into it, right? So Ethereum so far still relatively bearish. Yesterday evening at the end of the US session, maybe even the start of the Asian session, perhaps a little bit, we actually got quite a lot of bearish momentum that has pushed Ethereum down. Now, two things that I want to say about that. First of all, if you watch my videos from, I think, Friday into yesterday, you would have known this, right? I mean, yesterday the prices were still relatively high, actually. Yesterday the prices were still at 40, 45, 160. And what we said, and what I've said over the course of the weekend, is that we left a major imbalance on Friday, and that because of the fundamentals, the fundamentals after Friday did become better, but not that much better that we would not expect a imbalance to not get filled, right? So that's why I told you, I think we're going to fill that imbalance. And the main level that we always spoke about was 4,500 and 4,400, or 4,360 to be precise, which is the bottom of the fair value gap. So the first thing I want to say is that this was as expected, right? Nothing strange is going on with Ethereum right now. But what I do want to say as a second thing, and I think the same about XRP, which I did make a video on just a moment ago, I think the reaction to the support, where we should have gotten a reaction, we did actually find support there, right? So the main level was 4,360, where you have the bottom of the fair value gap, and you have a single print. And we even still have some support left below, right? Where we have a fair value gap and a naked point of control at 4,290, and a 30-day rolling VWAP right here at 4,240. So we still have some support, but I would say that the reaction to the level, the initial reaction to the level that we hit, that we spoke about in the weekends, was not that strong. All right, and that's not something I like to see. And therefore, I have to say that if I look at Ethereum right now on the 12-hour time frame, like, am I still bullish on Ethereum at this point of time? Yes, on the higher time frames, I still am. On the 12-hour time frame, we are still incredibly bullish. On the daily time frame, we are too. However, I think it's unlikely that we will continue with the bullish momentum on the short term, unless something great happens, right? And that is a possibility. And if that does happen, I will make sure to revise my analysis as soon as I can. But at this point of time, it looks more likely that we will gain some stability. All right, and stability also means we can drop down lower. We still have some fair value gaps right here towards 4,000 and 3,700. If we are unable to get some momentum from somewhere, either technically or fundamentally, I think it's most likely we are going to remain stable. Initially, I think we're going to be remaining stable on top of the 30-day rolling VWAP, right? So on top of the main support levels we're at right now. And I think we can also move into 4,600, 4,700 again. That's all fine. But if we really do get into this consolidation, and I'll still keep you updated on this later, but because for now, I do want to stress, for now it's not relevant, right? But eventually we can also drop down a bit lower. But for now, like I said, I think the bottom is quite close. I think we're going to find support here. Either we have already bottomed out, or we're going to get one more move down into 4,280 and 4,240. Bottom out there, and then actually get some stability. But stability I do expect, and some bullish momentum from there as well, right? So those are my thoughts for now, and then later we'll talk about a potential move into 3,800 and 3,900. But I do think it's too early to talk about that right now, and I also don't want to. I mean, if I talk about it more, you might think that I think that's likely to happen right now, and that's not true. All right. So those are my thoughts. That's what I think you need to know for now. So thank you for watching. Take care. I'll see you on my next videos, hopefully, and bye.